Today we will master some of Python's built-in functions that are specifically useful when working with numbers. Python has a large set of built-in functions, and mastering them can save you time and make your code more efficient. In this video, we will focus on 7 important ones, such as abs, divmod, pow, round, sum, min, and max. By the end of this video, you will know how to apply these functions in real-world scenarios. Let's start with abs. Abs stands for absolute value. This function gives you the absolute value of a number. That means it makes negative numbers positive and leaves positive numbers the same. For example, print abs -10. The output is 10 because this absolute value just gives you a positive numbers whenever you give any numbers in the abs function. So it ignores the negative sign and gives you positive number. For example, print abs 3.5. This is a positive number and it prints as it is because it has no any negative sign before the number. If you owe someone $10, we could write that as -10. Then the abs function ignores the sign and just gives you 10. This is particularly useful when working with financial data, physics simulations, or any case where the magnitude matters more than the sign. The second one is divmod. The divmod is the quotient and remainder. These functions just gives you two numbers at once. The quotient, how many times one number fits into another, and the remainder, what's left over. For example, print divmod 17, 5. This function takes two numbers. For example, 17 and 5. Then we divide 17 by 5, goes in 3 times, because 17 divided by 5 is just gives you 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15, and after using up 15, there are 2 left over. So the result is 3, 2 in a tuple. This is handy when dividing things into groups. For example, if you had 17 candies and wanted to give 5 to each child, you would give 3 full sets and still have 2 candies left. So this is what divmod is useful. So this is what divmod. All right, the third is pow. This is called power. Normally, we write numbers to a power with the double asterisk operator. For example, 2 raised to 3 equals 8. The pow function works the same way. For example, print pow 2, 3. We just give 2 arguments into the pow function, the base and the exponent. Then it gives you 8 as a result. This simply means 2 to the power of 3, which is equal to 8. But it also has an extra option. For example, print pow 2, 3, 5. Pow function also takes 3 arguments. The first 2 to the power of 3 equals 8. Then we divide 8 by 5. The remainder is 3. So the result is 3. Because the third argument is the modulus. It is useful in advanced math and security systems, but you can just think of it as power then remainder. So far, so good. The next step is round, that is rounding numbers. This function rounds numbers to the nearest whole number or to the number of decimal places you choose. For example, print round 3.14159, then comma 2. This round function takes 2 arguments. The first, the decimal numbers, and the second, the decimal places. So it gives you 3.14 because these numbers rounded to 2 decimal places. Another example, print round 7.5. This gives you 8. In the first example, 3.14159 becomes this because we told Python to keep 2 decimal places. In the second example, 7.5 gets rounded to 8 because we didn't specify or tells Python to round to any decimal places. This is very useful for many because prices usually only show 2 decimals like $19.99. Now let's try some. This function adds up all the numbers in a list. For example, we have a list of numbers such as 10, 20, 30, and 40, and we store into the variable numbers, and we print the sum of all numbers in a list using some function, and we pass that numbers into some function, and the output is 100. It takes 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40. The total is 100. This is great when you wanna quickly add up cells, grades, or totals without writing any extra code. Next is min. This function finds the smallest number in a list. For example, we have a list of scores 82, 91, 76, and 88. Then we want to find out the minimum of the scores is print min scores. We just pass the variable scores into the mean and it prints out the minimum number from the list of scores. That is 76. The numbers are 82, 91, 76, and 88. The smallest one is 76. This is useful for finding the lowest exam score in a class or the cheapest price in a list of products. The last one is max. That is finding the largest number from the given list of numbers. This one works the same as min, but it finds the largest number. For example, from the scores, let's find out the largest number. That is print max scores, and it prints out 91. 91 is the largest score from the given scores. So the numbers are 82, 91, 76, and 88. The largest one is 91. This is useful for finding the top score in a game, the highest sales day, or the most expensive item in a shop. So in this video, we learned 7 very handy Python functions, such as abs for absolute values, divmod for quotient and remainder, pow for powers, round for rounding numbers into any decimal places, sum for adding up any list of numbers, min for the smallest number, and max for the largest number. These are useful but powerful tools that will help you write cleaner and more efficient Python programs. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.